Hey, this is Simon Bamford, and you're watching Slasher Pepper.
Hey guys, Slasher Pepper, and welcome to another interview. Today is with Simon Bamford. How are you doing?
I'm good, Roger. How are you? Nice to meet you.
Doing wonderful. Happy to have you on the show.
Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you as well.
2022.
Yes.
It's got to be a good one, hasn't it?
I certainly hope so. That was gonna be my first question. You just beat me to it. But what are your New Year's resolutions for 2022?
Okay, well, my first New Year's resolution is dry January. So here I am drinking my pint of water. And my other one is I'm also in January. I'm not drinking any caffeine, so no coffee or tea. Actually, it's been quite easy. I've been surprised considering how much coffee I normally drink. Yeah. No, It's been all right.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's great.
And February is going to be no sugar. That's going to be really hard.
Ooh, yeah.
How about you?
I always just like to keep it simple. Try to make it one of the best years ever.
All right.
Get to talk to more people, do more awesome interviews. So I guess I'm already doing all right here. But what would be the toughest thing to quit in terms of sugar then for you? Like sodas or?
No, I don't drink that many sodas. I usually drink too much alcohol. That makes up for the sodas. No, I do like water. I actually really like just ice cold water is really good.
Right.
But no, so sweets, like candy sweets. Right. I just love sweets. And at the moment in England, they have these big kind of tubs of them that they bring out at Christmas of candy, of sweets, like chocolates and things. And now it's after Christmas, they're selling them all off for like £2.
Right.
And my partner's just bought loads of them. So it's terrible.
Ooh,
it's terrible.
Well, let's hope they're all eaten by February, so you don't even get a choice.
Yeah, by February they're kind of eaten now. Yeah, I have to kind of say, just hide the damn things, hide them away from me. So
right. Awesome. Do you have any new projects coming up?
I was thinking about that. Yes, I've got one. So last year I had like five or six films I did last year, which was incredible considering it was kind of a COVID year. Not all of them were very big, but they were quite interesting to do. And I was thinking, what have I got this year coming up? And there's one project. So hopefully I have to say, it is only the beginning of January, so things could change. So
right.
I have the script here, actually, for some of it. And
nice.
This is, I don't know if you can see, so this is episode 6 of Dark Ditties, which is a TV series we've been doing for Amazon Prime. And we've shot 5 of them, which are live streaming already. And this is the series finale, episode 6. I've had it for a while, and I get to play a German Nazi abortionist and an 85-year-old woman. Oh, no, she's not. She's 50 in this film. She was 85 in one of the other ones. Yeah.
Gotcha.
This is back in the 1980s. So yeah.
Right.
Sorry, yes, 50.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's a really interesting series. It's a bit like Black Mirror meets Inside Number 9. You probably don't have Inside Number 9 over there, but each episode is completely different storyline, very much standalone stories, but they all begin to intertwine by episode 4 and 5, and this kind of brings them all together and kind of shows you where it all started and what happened. I can't really say much more than that. Yeah, it's cool. It's horror. It's so the first episode is a bit like Agatha Christie meets Saw.
Oh, nice.
The second episode is it's like an Alan Bennett play directed by John Carpenter. It's like a one-woman story about this woman stranded and kept in her house by the spirits of her abusive husband. Episode 3 is about this guy who's stolen from the mob, and he's trying to escape them with a briefcase strapped to his arm, chained to his arm, and it's obviously they catch up to it's what kind of happens to him. It's very, very gory. I get my arm sawn off in that. That's a bit of a spoiler. Episode 4 was a witching hour, was about a TV company that do ghost stories, and they end up in this house where episode 1 happened, and it's full of these spirits. That they're a bit of a scam company, obviously, but they're real spirits, and really nasty things happen to them in there. And then episode 6 is in the future. There's been a zombie apocalypse, again in the same house that 1 and 4 were in. And it's about these 4, 5, 6 guys who are kind of thrown together in this apocalypse trying to escape the zombies, but and they're all fathers. It's called Dad, and this one's just come out, and one of the characters is leading his father through it, but his father's got dementia, so he doesn't know what's going on, and it's very sad. Episode 2 and episode 6 are 5 are very sad, and then episode 6 is Stained. So yeah, exciting.
Yeah, it sounds really cool.
I've got a friend over in Germany called Ulla, who has gone through all the lines with me in a German accent. So I've got her, so I can get her pronunciation.
Right.
Actually, that's the other thing that's happening is my brother is getting married in Finland to a Finnish lady, and I'm the best man. And I've decided to try and learn the best man speech in Finnish, which I'm told is quite a hard language. So yeah, I've just put a request out on social media to anybody who speaks Finnish to help me translate the speech into Finnish and then to record it so I can listen to it.
Right.
And try and learn it. Yeah.
Awesome.
I'm mad. Yeah, yes. I've got until May.
Right, so you got a couple months then.
I've got a few months.
You can always try the robotic Google Translate voice. Worst case scenario.
Yeah. It's terrible, though, isn't it? It's terrible, and usually it doesn't make any sense as to what you've really written because it doesn't understand really, does it? Now I've got a few people who've come back already. I only put it on last night, and a few people have come back and say, they
nice.
think they know somebody who can do it. So yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, a challenge.
Yes. Definitely. I bet. And then to go years back, I mean, you could have seen it coming, to Hellraiser and Hellraiser Hellbound. What was it like filming those movies, and how long were you on set? Do you remember?
It's weird, I was thinking about that today. It was 37 years ago, I think. So I think it was 37 years ago that we filmed Hellraiser, which is a freaking hell of a long time ago. Maybe it wasn't as long as that. I can't remember. It was a long time ago. It was 1987, whenever that was when we filmed the first one. We, the Cenobites, we were all filming for the whole 3 months of the shoot. It was shot at Cricklewood Production Village. But we were only called in for the days we were needed. So we might go in and do a couple of days, and then we'd have the rest of the week off. And then the following week, we just have one day. And then, so we were just called when we were needed to go in. And yeah, it was interesting. Clive had the idea that the less you saw of us, the stronger we've become. And I think that's good. The less you see of the monsters, the more the audience kind of fills in the blanks and creates their own horror kind of creatures. So you saw a fair amount of us. Plus, he was fresh from theatre directing, as were most of us actually, from working in theatre. So he was using a lot of theatrical techniques and lots of smoke and lighting effects and things, because it all had to be practical, and there was no CGI back then. So yeah, it was interesting. Hellraiser 2 was at Pinewood Studios, which is the big studios in London, or just outside London. And again, I think it was the 3-month shoot. And again, we were just called in when we were needed. And Nightbreed, again, I think Nightbreed might have been a bit longer, actually. We went over budget on that. That was when several of the big studios at Pinewood, and that was a much bigger production altogether. There was a huge budget on that, and huge expectations. There was a lot of excitement. We started shooting that because Clive's name was big, and Nightbreed was only the second thing he directed, as well as written. So people were hoping it was going to be the new Star Wars of the kind of fantasy genre, but obviously it didn't quite hit those marks, sadly.
Awesome.
Have you seen all 3?
Only Hellraiser and Hellraiser 2. I still need to watch Hellbound.
Okay.
But I'm really excited about that one.
Nightbreed. If you watch Nightbreed, watch the director's cut. Don't bother with a theatrical version or
Okay.
with a Cabal cut. You need to watch the director's cut.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it. I mean, just in general because Clive directed it, but also because I also got to talk to Peter Atkins and Nicholas Fins, who were also obviously in that film. So I'm really excited to check that one out. I still got it's been on my watch list forever.
Oh yeah, don't leave it too long. It was fun to, as like 10 years ago, I was looking at the Hellraiser films and thinking these haven't aged too badly. But I saw a little bit recently and thought, no, they have now. They've aged quite a bit. So I think it is actually the perfect time for this year, as in 2022, and the new Hellraiser film coming out.
Yes.
And also the Hellraiser TV series as well is due to come out this year. So it's going to be a big year for Hellraiser.
They're doing movie and TV?
Yeah, so I think Hulu are doing Hulu and Spyglass Entertainment are doing the film, and I think HBO are doing the TV series.
Right. I know there was talk about a TV series, but well, I mean, it must be true, but I kind of, had them both intertwined.
No, yeah. I haven't heard much about the TV series apart from Clive has told me that it is happening. So yeah.
Awesome.
But sadly, not with any of us in it.
Yeah, sadly.
They did approach Doug, I believe, and Ashley Lawrence.
Oh, nice.
For the film, but they both declined. So.
Right. Moving on.
Yeah.
And what are some of your own favorite horror movies?
So my absolute favorite is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original.
Classic.
Mainly because when I saw it, it was kind of banned in the UK, and you could only see it in kind of private cinema clubs. And in those days, there was no reality TV or anything like that. So, and the way that it was filmed, it was like, it says at the beginning, this is a true story. And then it has this kind of camera that's like somebody's filming the whole thing. And
yeah,
it was revolutionary for its time. And you started to think, is this real? And then, of course, as you got into it, you thought, no, this can't be real. That was really good. I thought it was absolutely shocking. Thankfully, I got to meet Gunnar Hansen over in Germany at one of the conventions, and he was an absolute gentleman, the guy who played Leatherface.
Yeah.
Sadly, the guy's no longer with us, but yeah, that was my absolute favorite. Rosemary's Baby. When I was younger, I thought Rosemary's Baby was a great film because it deals with kind of paranoia and all those themes which everybody suffers from to an extent, and kind of the world closing in. And I just thought it was a really clever film without really having much kind of visual horror in it. It was just deeply disturbing film.
Oh yeah.
And Mia Farrow, I love Mia Farrow's performance as well.
Yeah. And are you going back to Texas Chainsaw Massacre? Are you looking forward to the new one coming out?
Yeah, I think so. I like to have an open mind about these things. I haven't seen any of the Hellraiser, Halloween. They've done 2 Halloween remakes now. Is that right?
Yeah. So, they did like the 2 reboots. It's like a direct sequel to the original. This one's supposed to be the same.
Okay. I haven't seen either of those, so I don't know. But I think the ideas with Hellraiser will be interesting because I think they can go. Clive's imagination can go in lots of different ways.
Right.
And as long as it's handled carefully, I know he is one of the executive, I think, producers on it. So hopefully he has some guidance in it. And with some decent money, because the Weinsteins who had the rights before, they just kind of ran the franchise down into the ground. And it needed a decent money to make it good again. So, and there's a whole generation of people that have never heard of Hellraiser. So it will be good, I think.
For sure.
I think it will be good. I hope it will be good. I like the idea of Jamie Clayton playing Pinhead. I think that's very clever.
Yeah.
Because in the original novella, Pinhead is not referred to as Pinhead, but the lead Cenobite is kind of asexual anyway. So I think she'll be the perfect kind of blend to fit. I think she's a perfect fit for that character.
Yeah, I loved it when that casting was announced, and there were some people that were like, "Why female?" But like in the book, it's already, like you said, this asexuality. So I thought it was so funny that people were getting mad over that.
Yeah, well, some of the horror fans are a little set in the ways, shall we say? But that's okay.
For sure.
It's a kind of all-inclusive club, isn't it? So hopefully they'll like what they see.
Hopefully. Looking forward to it. And then here's a, I guess, philosophical question that also ties in nicely with Hellraiser. What do you think hell looks like, if there even is one?
Oh, wow. I love the idea of the, I can't remember, is it 9 circles of hell? I can't remember any circles, but I love the idea that there are these different levels,
right?
And each of the level has gets worse and worse and worse. So I don't know. I like to think that boiling at the very bottom level is literally kind of lava and spew and excrement and just kind of spilling out. Do you know the artist Hieronymus Bosch?
I don't.
So he did, I think, 15th century artist. I'll probably get screamed at for saying that, but he created these incredible visions of, I think, of hell, and I like to think that hell would look like he's described them, with these strange creatures and half bodies and half fish and mixtures of people and you need to look it up. You need to look up. I
certainly will. Yeah, it sounds very dark and interesting.
Yeah, no, I think that's how hell probably appears.
Awesome.
If it is, I don't really believe any of it.
No,
anyway, so.
Me either. But it's always fun to fantasize, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And here you can make a more positive thing out of it. If you ruled the world, what would it look like?
Oh my goodness, if I ruled the world, what would it look like? Okay, so sunny.
Nice.
Warm. It would be sunny and warm, so we wouldn't have to heat the houses so much, so there'd be less global climate change.
Right.
But kind of on a mild level, so maybe globes over the colder countries to keep them warm and keep them kind of temperate. Maybe rain machines, kind of seeding of skies over the more arable countries so that they can actually get the rain that they need.
Right.
It will be somewhere that was trying to address climate change above everything else, because to be honest, if we don't do that, then there isn't going to be a world left anyway. So
right.
I'm very strongly passionate about that. I know Nick is as well. My brother advises the government on some climate matters and sustainability matters. So he knows an awful lot about it, and the things he tells me are terrifying.
Yeah.
And the things he told me 20 years ago are happening now. And he kind of told me that they were going to happen, like the peat bogs in Siberia beginning to thaw, which will release. There are a lot of things that when they happen, we won't be able to stop them. There'll just be cycles that will get worse and worse. For example, the Siberian ice pits or bogs, I can't know what they're called, but they are full of methane gas frozen into them. And if they start to thaw, then that will release, and we can't stop that. So
yeah, it's awful.
Yeah. And say the same with the sea. I don't know if you've seen Seaspiracy, but similar things with the seas. If you get to a certain point, then the seas will start to release gases again, which we won't be able to control. So we need to stop it before that happens, but we're very, very close now, I think. Very, very close. Sorry, it's a bit gloomy and doomy.
Yeah. I mean, it's a very important subject nowadays, but I do feel like it's a very good thing to talk about, and it's good that it's getting,
especially living in the Netherlands.
Yeah, I know, right? Like in the 50s or 60s, there was already we were already covered in water, and I wouldn't want that to happen again,
Yeah. You've seen Waterworld, I take it.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that movie. I still need to check that one out.
I could see that the Netherlands would just be floating on the top of where it used to be, but with huge, big ships and things.
Yeah, right. And then final question: if your life was a movie, how would you want it to end?
Well, Wow. Okay. With a bang.
Nice.
Yeah. Explosives. Lots of explosions. Gosh, that's not very CO2, is it? It'd have to be an ethically sourced and sustainable explosion.
Right.
So my life was a movie, yeah. Yeah, dramatically. Maybe with some tall buildings and people scaling really ridiculously tall buildings and leaping across voids, pits of fire, a little bit like hell, I suppose.
Right.
Explosions. So if you could think of a mixture between Hellraiser II and Lord of the Rings, those kind of epic. It would have to be epic. Yeah.
Nice.
It's not really my world. It's not really my life. My life's not epic, but that's how I would like it.
Yes. Well, that's what it's about, you know. And what about you being dragged into the sky, like you're dragged into a UFO or something? How about that?
Yeah, absolutely. But upside down, like the Antichrist.
Yes.
With my hands outstretched, but upside down, you know.
I'm just picturing this.
Yeah.
Looks fantastic.
Yeah, that was good. Because my glasses would fall off, so I wouldn't be able to see anything.
Right. Awesome. Well, is there anything you would like to add to the interview?
No, well, yes, my dog. Come here, you.
Awesome.
So, yeah. So this is Benji.
Nice. Oh.
Say hello to the slashers, Benji. Yeah. Yeah.
That's amazing.
You know, I haven't got a
I
clue
love
what's going
dogs.
on. Bless him. Yeah, me too. He's a bit of a puppy, so he's full of life. Now he's squeaking his toys, which you could probably hear.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
all right.
amazing.
Thanks, Ben.
That's the best thing anyone has ever done to that. If you want to add anything, Party.
Only because he's jumping up at my legs. Play with me, Daddy. Play with me.
Right. Awesome. Well, and to everybody watching, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. See ya.
Yes.